how are you doing?
Like great, so well. Your end?
Good.
The kiddie moves and the kiddie bus. Looking forward to the weekend and then how to engage them and all that.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course.
I used to always be like TGIF, TGIF. Now I became a parent and it's like, okay, TGIF, but you have to plan your weekend,
Exactly.
Exactly. But remind me, how many? I know you have a boy, and I know your girl.
Okay.
Uh,
I
how
have
many?
three.
You have
Two
three,
boys
so
and
I'm
one
missing
girl.
one. I'm missing one.
Big ones now, teenagers, you know.
Somebody says they're not even teenagers now. They are young. They are young adults.
Big ones. Now they are
Yeah.
taller than me, so you can call them young adults.
How do you manage? I mean, they are very different. I know my kids are different. How is it with you? How do you manage them?
My mom used to say that our womb is like a road, different cars pass through it. So it's the same with us, you know, they are very different. You can't get two of them to be the same, even twins, you know, you can't get them. So my kids are very different. When it comes to academic, they are different. Issues of food, they are different. Everything, even their way of dressing. So I relate to each of them the way they are. But you get to know as they are growing up. From day one, you get to study to know who everyone is. And surprisingly, they come with their own ways of life, and they just add up.
I can imagine.
So as they grow, you get to know who they really are, and then you can relate to them in the way that, yes, you know them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so, well, for me personally, when there's a funny thing I used to tell people that when you have your first child, when I had my first child, by the time she had grown up a little, I felt like, oh yeah, this thing I can do it. I can really do it because I know children.
It's
and then I had my second, and everything that was a yes with my boy, with my girl was a no.
Exactly.
And they are just different. They eat different things. So it's like you always have to, even in meal planning, you know, sometimes you have to adjust someone's food a little bit. Sometimes, you know, you have to do more convincing to one at certain times of the day. But I guess it's just part of the job.
You know, my boy would tell me that you always cook without spices. You think that your friends will come and you cook this for them, they will eat? I'm like, what do you mean by that? So anyone who tells you this food is nice is lying to you. But the girl will just come and say, Mommy, it's nice. You say, she's lying to you. So you can imagine, one is spicy person, he likes spicy so much. The other person. So if one is around, I know how to do my cooking style. Now I'm with a boy and come and see the spices I'm using. I'm not used to spices, but just to please him. So halfway, we meet in between there. So that's how it is. So how is the relationship with your kids? Now I know they are young, they are coming up, but it's something gradual you have to...
So this is another thing I realized about having more than one child, is that even in terms of the positionality, I have to think about how I raise them, because I don't want to raise my girl and she'll feel like, oh, she's a second parent. She has to be taking care of her brother. But on the other hand too, I want her to be assertive. I don't want her to feel like mommy and daddy have to come before I can tell my brother something like that. So it's a little bit challenging. And well, my son, he talks less and he moves more. My daughter, she talks a lot. But if you don't take care, you feel like my son is not expressive, and that is another thing that I've had to learn.
That's very, very usual of boys. They talk less, but they act more.
They act more, and when he's talking, when he's acting, or when he's in a certain place, or when he goes to sit in a certain place, I realize that that's the way he's communicating to me. And you know, before, I never really looked into non-verbal communication, but now as a parent, I'm realizing that non-verbal communication is really, really important. I don't know.
I remember once we were in the kitchen, myself and the small girl, you know how girls talk and girls act. We're like, we can do this ourselves. We don't need any boy. We're not in good terms with the boys. Sometimes we're like, girls are here, boys are here. We don't need any boys' efforts or help. And when we tried, it was just a gas cylinder trying to fix it. We did everything. It couldn't work. And the boy came. I wish I could demonstrate it. He came. He smiled at us. Just went. So it's so surprising. He just didn't even put in effort. He just did a simple thing, and the thing was working. And look at the girl. I smiled. The boy looked at us. He smiled. Then he just went back. We're like, oh man. I wish we had been a bit sober, you know.
Yeah.
The girls talk. We talk a lot. But the boys, of course, they also talk. But then they act. They are very good with their hands and skills. A lot of skills. Yes.
So I have to ask you this,
yes,
as a parent who is very worried. All right. Children, and this is for both of my children, even though they have different activity levels. But how do you tailor the home? Because now I have a climber and a puller. I'll not tell you which one does what. Someone likes to climb, someone likes to pull and snatch and things. How? Because me personally, for example, in a house, we've layered things. So things that we don't want the kids to touch, we've layered it. You try and change some of the hard furniture for plastic furniture. You try to lock certain cabinets. But I have never thought in my life, children.
You know, we have passed through that stage, and it's a gradual process. So I remember one time we were in a shop, and 3 of them all following me, and surprisingly mine was 4, 5, 6. So I was like, how old are your children? 4, 5. He said, wow, how did you do it? You know, and they were running all around trying to pick everything from the shop. I was in the middle there, like I was so worried. Like at that stage, you don't have so much experience. I'm trying to call this one, pull this one here, and a gentleman came, an elderly man. He was like, Madam, don't worry, just relax. Leave them. After some time, they'll come back and you'll be okay. Just allow them to be who they are. And that has been one of my principles. Just let them be who they are. Just allow them. So at home, let them be free. Of course, you can take all the precautions, but please give them their freedom. They'll make the mistakes, and then they will learn from the mistakes, and they will get going and grow out of it. So one of my principles is that life or growing up is a matter of rise and fall. They will fall, they will rise, fall and rise. They will fall, they will rise, and then they will make it. So it's one of those things. So it's not big.
I really I believe in that, but sometimes as a parent, you know, that protective side of you comes out. You've experienced it, like, you know that, oh, we let them make their own mistakes, but something is.
You don't take care. You even monitor the step they take. Sometimes, I wish parents know this, because if something becomes too much, it's like we are too possessive of our kids.
Yes.
If we don't take care, we are even going to hold their hands to cross the gutter or something like that.
I think, as a parent, it's also a little bit concerning that you don't even know which way to guide them. So sometimes I'll just tell my wife that, look, I will just think about some things that I want my children to embody as values. Because the future of work is uncertain. So for example, I will tell my daughter that if there's one thing we want to get out of this this work you are doing at school, or this homework they've given you, what I want you to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Let's make mistakes. Or for example, my kid will come from home and say that, oh, I want to do this, or I want this, I want this. I said, why do you want this? I said that, oh, because this person likes it. I said, oh, okay. But then what do you like?
Exactly.
I just want them to build those values. And even on those sides, they both have their differences. But I think that as in common to both of them, I think values, because as for choosing what they will like, whether it is music or maths or engineering, one day somebody wants to be a fireman, the next day somebody wants to be an astronaut, the next day somebody wants to be a policeman. It's kids, you know.
You know, sometimes I go out and bring all the storybooks, several of them. I'm like, and so anxious. I want them to read it, because the lecturer had told me that to have the best intellect, to do well in life, you need to have a lot of books to read, and then develop your brain, and it's part of the brain development from age 1 until when we, of course, leave the earth. So I get piles of books and come and see. I know those who like the story readings, those who don't like it. You can't force it on them. I leave these principles, and I wish they could read all. But of course, I get some of them to read. Some of them, they will not even touch it.
You know, I think that is the biggest thing, is relearning parenting from what I experienced from the previous generation, relearning the things so that I can be conscious about what my children need, instead of what I was told that this is how it should be. Otherwise, you end up saying don't. This is not how you.
You have a list of do's and don'ts, and
and it's a lot of work as a parent.
They need a bit of freedom to operate in their own way. You know, children are risk takers. They are risk takers. They are very adventurous, and if you allow them, there are instances that me myself, the things I could not do, that one of the child who has held my hand to do, I even get surprised. I'm like, in my ordinary time, I will not do this. But so what I have learned from them actually is that it's good to be a risk taker. So I have learned taking risks from the children. I wouldn't have done it if on my own, because of the experiences, lessons learned, reasons. Per reason, you can't do this. Out of my experience, this is dangerous.
This is dangerous.
But a child will want to explore. So if you give them the room, they will grow. They will explore so much and grow, and then become somebody good in future.
For my son, it is that, okay, you are crying. It's okay. Come to daddy. It's fine. It's okay to cry.
It's like you pick a bottle of drink from the fridge. It just falls and breaks. Oh, that's okay. So one auntie came to the house and was like, "Hey, what is that?" I said, "No, we don't shout here." I said, "No, but he broke a bottle." I said, "No." Hey. So calmly. It's like, so come on, what is the sorry? Then we just have to clear it. That kind of feeling.
And that thing, it takes a level of conscious effort.
Exactly.
Because
to do that,
again, we didn't grow up in that environment at all.
You see?
You'll be in a situation, something will break, and if you go and say that it broke, they'll say, was it just sitting there and it broke? How did it break? But now you're in the position that you are trying to tell your children that if something happens, if you make a mistake, come and tell me and we'll fix it together.
Exactly.
And it's a very, very conscious thing. I have
to
say.
It brings out their confidence, and they're able to share. They share their opinions easily. They are not afraid. It takes the fear out of them. So normally in our times, if you break a bottle, you even break a plate, you even feel guilty.
Yeah.
You shake. It's like, oh my goodness, I have spoiled something. But in their case, something gets spoiled or something even big. It could even be a car that has scratched. Oh, it's okay, because they know that this one is a mistake, or maybe it's an accident. So we'll get through it, we'll overcome it.
Yeah.
So this is the extent we have come.
Yeah.
It makes it so lovely and free to chat, free to move around, and then uniquely relate to everyone. And so I'm hoping that your little ones...
We are learning from you.
We are doing it together.
Because I'll always keep your words in mind. Today I was imparted into...
And together we'll all get the best out of our lovely little ones. No matter how big they are still little,
They're still little.
Exactly.
Right.
Thank you so much, Pa.
Thank you.
So wishing you a wonderful weekend. TGIF, please.
TGIF.
Let's look up.